Today we will be doing the propeller's blade, but this time we're gonna twist the angle of the propeller and we're gonna gradually change the twist along the span. Unlike the previous video where we decided to keep it straight, we will twist the propeller angle. As you can see here, what I've listed is four planes. Rather than we have two, we'll have four planes where each plane is basically describing where the position along the span is and what the twist angle is. You can see the 35, 20.63. They all came from the graph, and we will do this by again starting from the end of video one and going forwards to making this possible. So first go on SolidWorks, and if you remember from the second video where we did the untwisted blade, we're gonna first do front plane. We're gonna show it and make sure that we have a sketch open. And now we're gonna do the following. We're gonna click on the line and click on convert entities, and this will show us the black line. And the black line means there is relations. We're gonna first add insert line, so we're gonna just insert the line to close the trailing edge off. Click OK. And now we're gonna also add another line. So we want to add another line from the leading edge to the trailing edge. And to do so, we want to click on the line, but on the arrow, and click on center line and just drag forward. This won't be counted as an actual sketch. We want to make sure that it's in between the trailing edge, so in the center. So this actually becomes from the leading edge tip to the trailing edge. And see where I started. I started from the origin. We also want to put a dot in our midpoint. So we're going to click on the dot and hover over the line. And you can see this yellow dot that shows up. We just want to click on it to click on the yellow dot and click OK. And now we have the midpoint, which we will use to twist the propeller. So now we can exit sketch. We're gonna delete the curve, but you can clearly see that it's still dependent, which means it has a dependency. We cannot delete it. If we deleted it, the sketch will get deleted as well. So for the time being, we'll let that be. And now we wanna start by going to reference geometry and clicking on plane. And the fact that I selected front plane made it so I can click on reference, so it references the front plane first. We want to change this value to 3, which gives us 3 more planes. And you want to make sure that the value is set on 31.75 millimeters. So that's 1/3 of the previous value that we set on the previous video, so we can have 3 consecutive planes. Sorry. You can see those planes shown here, and we're gonna have to copy all the airfoil onto each of these planes, and we're gonna change the twist angle at each plane. So we're gonna first go to plane 7, and we wanna click or right click and make a sketch. And then, as you see, remember from the previous video, this is completely fine for them to overlay. We're just drawing from plane 7. And what I'm doing here is holding control and selecting all the lines and the dots. So I'm selecting the airfoil line, the trailing edge, the chord, and also the dot, the midpoint dot. And we're gonna click convert entities. Now you can see everything has been copied from that front plane to plane 7. It might be another plane number for you. We can we can exit sketch, but we kind of forgot that we have to change the line into a construction geometry. And to do that is you can just basically right click and uh, go there and click on construction geometry to change it. And we have to repeat this process again on plane 8 and 9. Again, those planes might be named differently. So we're gonna repeat this process by clicking on control, holding control, sorry, and clicking on all the lines and the dot, and then just converting entity. And of course, just remember to change that line into a construction geometry. Exit, and finally, we're going to do the same thing in plane line. There you have it. All four are being shown. We're going to exit sketch, and now we're going to want to hide these planes for simplicity. By I can just hold control and click on multiple mm, planes on the left, and still we cannot delete the curves, so we gotta keep this. We're gonna use the rotate feature on SolidWorks to rotate each uh, each sketch. Click, go top right and right rotate, and you have to first go to the sketch itself. So let's say, and I want you guys to start with the tip, so the one at the end, the one that you have changed the plane 9 one. Go to rotate entities after you go into the sketch, and the entities to rotate, we want to highlight the whole thing. It doesn't show the highlight in my screen, but when you drag your left mouse, hold the left mouse and just drag it, and you'll see it selects it automatically. Everything. Point 1, 93, spine 2, that's just the names of these lines. And the center of rotation, you're going to click on that dot that we made. And then we can define what degree we want to rotate everything around that point. We're going to write -10, not 10, because 10 would make it go the opposite direction. And this is, there you go, this is the first value. So the twist angle being 10, this is done. We need to do the same for the rest, but with different values. So we're going to repeat this process where we're going to go to it's each sketch. First, you have to exit the sketch, and then go to the next sketch, edit sketch. Yes, and then go to rotate, search rotate entity, highlight everything. There's also another way where you can just select everything just by holding control and selecting all the lines, and it will, and then you can still put the center of rotation value as shown. And now we're gonna put -13.09 from the Excel sheet that we have. Just to clarify, if we had more planes along this uh, blade, it would be more accurate the twist angle, so it would have a smoother line curve. But unfortunately, for the time being, we're gonna only do 4. So let's do the third one. We entered the sketch and highlighted it. You can see it. We can highlight it, but when we go to rotate entities, sometimes it doesn't wanna show the highlight, but it does the same operation. Again, go to center of rotation, click on this midpoint that we made, and finally -20.63. Now we're gonna finally edit the final sketch. Do the same process again, where we go to rotate entities and highlights. Here it shows the highlight, which is a bit weird. Maybe it just shows it for the ones on the like the origin of sketch. Maybe it doesn't do it for the convert entities. But in any case, this is basically what we have done. And we got with negative 35, and the curve is still there, as you can see. We can now delete the curve because there's no relations. It might show that there's no relations beforehand and you can delete it completely, but if there is relations, you don't want to delete it. Now that we have all four airfoils along the blade, we now want to go to 3D sketch and just connect the leading edge with a line. We're gonna first show you what the difference is of using a line and a spline. First, we're gonna use the line and show how it would look like. So if I connect these leading edges together and click escape when I finish, you can see that let's say we want to use the loft and we wanted to use these lines, it's not gonna look really nice due to the fact that there is clearly lines that are with different gradients. We want to make it so it's a smooth line, so we can use, again, go to 3D sketch and go to spline and then click on the points where they all are in the leading edge, and then when you're done, click escape, and then you can see the smoothness that connects all four leading edges. Now we want to loft now, so we can connect all four um, airfoils. Make sure that the dot is on the top. Just click all four lines, click all four of those airfoils, and they should be done automatically. But when you click at the end, you'll see that it doesn't show the final results. So to fix this, you go to guide curves and click on the 3D sketch that you have made, the 3D line that you have made. And then after that, make sure you have micro tolerance on by just clicking on it. And then you can click OK. You need to make sure the micro tolerance is on. And there you have it. This is the twisted blade, and anything after this will be the same after this video, even if you use the twisted or untwisted blade to complete the full propeller. Thank you for watching.